welcome back to my channel. I just posted a video not too long ago. I posted on my channel a video talking about things that changed when I got my locks and how my lock journey has kind of like altered my personal life. This is a video basically about things that were holding me back personally from getting locks, starting locks sooner than I would have. So I've always tried and dabbled in locks, like faux locks, all types of locks, even the realistic locks. I would always do them like once or twice a year, like a protective hairstyle. I would get the crochet ones and crochet it in my hair, and I always loved the look. It was more so the dedication and the patience when it came to getting my hair to the end result. So I always liked the end result of how the locks looked, but it was more so I was thinking about like what it would take to get to that end result and if I had the patience to do it. One of the things that I was worried about that kind of prevented me from locking my hair was the ugly phase. So I always, whenever I was looking up a whole bunch of videos, I saw a lot of people talking about there being an ugly phase, how, you know, they say that your hair looks like Cheetos or something like that. It's crazy. They say it looks fuzzy, it looks ugly, it looks, which is kind of sad to think about it, that I actually believed it, because you shouldn't ever think that something that you grow out of your own hair is ugly, because it's yours and it's a part of you. But a reason why I was kind of straying away from it, the ugly phase, is because of my job field. In my job field, I have to look a certain amount of like professionalism. Not saying that dreads aren't professional, but I like the neater, tapered type of dread look, which is why I chose to get Sisterlocks. If I didn't get Sisterlocks, I would have gotten like micro locks or something like that. But I like it to look pretty uniform, and you know, I had to cut my hair in order to get the locks that I wanted, and I didn't know if it would look presentable in the job field that I had. As an independent contractor, like, it's not like, you know, I'm gonna be working at one remote location the entire time and they're gonna know me and they're gonna be like, oh, that's Cilya. I go everywhere and I go to multiple locations weeks at a time. I'm like maybe at 4 different offices in 1 week, and I'm sometimes meeting new people, new staff, like every week. Actually, I do meet like a new staff every week, so it's kind of like I'm always giving a first presentation whenever I see them, and they read my profile and they make their assumptions based off of like what they think about me before I actually work, by just based off of how I looked. Going through the ugly phase was kind of it was kind of major to me, but it's crazy the way it turned out. When I made the decision, a lot of people were saying, personally, I felt like I didn't have an ugly phase. I thought it was cute, it was different, it was neat. Sisterlocks are very neat. If you get regular traditional locks, they're neat too. If you get freeform locks, I'm not discriminating against any type of locks, but I don't feel like people should associate getting locks with having an ugly phase, because it's your hair and you could do things to maneuver it to make it look tamed and presentable to you according to your standards, because what matters is how you feel about yourself when you walk out that door, because at the end of the day, when you walk back into that door, it's just you. Something that is kind of weird, it's not necessarily something that I researched and that I gathered information about from watching videos before I made the decision to lock my hair, but it was more so of a personal, I don't know, I was being a little delulu when I was thinking about it, but I thought that if I locked my hair, it wouldn't be as healthy. For some reason, I think it's because of the instructions that I was given, like, oh, you can't use any type of moisture, you can't use any products like oils, creams and stuff like that to tame it and all that. I'm thinking, like, all my life, like, I've been familiar with all these things to be known to help make my hair healthy, and you guys are just taking it all away and I'm just supposed to be okay and my hair is supposed to be okay and healthy. I was like, no. So I know there's a different change in the setting. I just got home, but where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about my hair thriving. So basically what I was trying to say is, like, you know, throughout our life when we were raised, well, personally when I was raised to think that certain products would help my health. The way for my hair to flourish and be healthy and thrive, I had to make sure I moisturized it, use certain products. You had the process that you had to do, the steps that you had to take monthly and on a day-to-day basis to maintain your hair so it could thrive and get longer and be maintained. And when you get into lock world, it's just like, hey, you don't have to do much, and you know, not much products you have to use, not much you have to do as far as like spraying it down, as far as like detangling it, brushing it, which is true. But I kind of like, it was kind of hard for me to believe, because I was just like, is this for real? But as I got into the journey, you know, I started learning more about how your hair can be healthy without the natural hair way of being healthy, of like moisturizing it with products and everything like that. You produce your own oils and your own moisture through your scalp, and you just take internal supplements, which is going to help maintain the health of your hair. You tie it down like you do for your regular hair. There's things that you have to do to maintain it. It's not just you're just out here free willy-dilly. A misconception that I came up with myself was that your hair wouldn't necessarily be clean all the time. I'm a little OCD with a couple of things, so I was thinking like the only way my hair can truly fully be clean is like for each individual strand to be free and for me to get through everything and shampoo it and it's good, which is true to a certain point. But you know, you can still clean your hair, you can still keep your hair clean when you have locks. You just have to do a little bit more. You have to do a little bit more setting and rubbing, and it's more of a strategic way to actually wash your hair, the braiding and banding, so that your hair doesn't unravel and stuff like that. But your hair is still clean when you have locks. When I first got my locks, I still kind of struggled with that misconception in my hair as far as my hair being clean. So it was kind of getting to me, the fact that I had to braid and band and wash my hair all the time. I was just like, I'm not getting every single strand, and certain areas are not going to get clean like other areas. And I was scared, like, you know, when you get regular braids and you get like, you have them in for like a couple months and you take them out and you have that gunk build up at the top of it and stuff like that. I was afraid that that was going to happen, but that never happened. You just need to learn how to efficiently clean your own hair. If you like to braid and band a certain way, because there's different ways to braiding and banding your hair. You could twist and band, you could just band, and then you could just braid and band, or you could just wash it loosely. It really depends on your hair type. If it unravels easily, it depends on how long your hair is. It depends on what part of your journey you're in, if you're mature, if you're not mature. So there's different factors that play into you effectively and efficiently washing your hair. One of the major things that stunted me when it came to making the decision on if I really want to go throughout with this commitment is my hair possibly not turning out how I wanted it to turn out. So all these YouTube channels that I was watching before I made the decision, I was just like, oh, I love her hair. I want my hair to look like hers. I want my hair to look like them. It's not like you have a braiding hairstyle and you bring it to the hairstylist and you're like, hey, can you do this for me? I want you to do this. This is a long-term commitment. This is a journey. That's why they call it a journey. It's not really, you know, trials and tribulations that you're going through if you know exactly how the outcome is going to be. And with this journey, it's crazy. Like, I feel like the way my hair turned out was better than I envisioned it to turn out. And I'm just happy that it's my hair, and I'm just happy the way it's flourishing. I'm doing my best to contribute to its health, and it feels healthy. And I feel like that's more important than your hair turning out the way you want it to turn out. You can't really control that because stuff happens. Like, you have phases where you might have some hair or scalp issues and you have to do some changes. You have phases where some locks are weaker than others and you had to combine them. Like, you have your own type of hair texture. You have your own type of rate of how fast your hair grows. The color of your hair, everything is so different that you cannot expect your hair to turn out the way somebody else's did, because somebody else's journey is not yours. You have to go through your journey yourself. You don't know what they went through behind closed doors to get to where they're at and for their hair to look to the way they did. You don't know their genes, their genetics, or anything like that, and that's a role that plays in how your hair turns out too. But I got out of that quick because, like I said in the last video, when I transitioned to getting locks, I just developed this certain confidence that I had of just being me and just being able to show up as who I am and be comfortable with that. So tying into the confidence of like being me and being comfortable who I am, something that was holding me back was me being afraid of what other people would think, how other people would view me, if other people would like it or not, and stuff like that, which I cared about a little bit too much than I should have, if I'm being honest, because they're not doing my hair at the end of the day. They're not paying for my hair. They don't have to deal with my hair. I got over that quick, and that's the reason why I made the decision to actually lock my hair, because it was so much for me to keep up with. It was becoming stressful, and I wanted my hair to be natural. I didn't want to pay for weaves. I didn't want to pay to get my hair braided all the time. And even when I got my hair braided, I still had irritation from the synthetic hair. It made my scalp itch and it was always irritated. They like all the things that I was going through behind closed doors, they had no idea what was going on. So it's just like, why should I care about what other people think so much about how my hair looks, because it's my hair and they're not contributing to it. I get people having their input, you know, friends and family, about like just you looking presentable, and they're doing that to look out for you, and they're just like, hey, you know, they just want you to look presentable. They don't want you out here looking crazy and stuff like that. But as far as this loc journey, people ended up liking it, but it takes you liking it within yourself for people to accept it and like it too. And if they don't, whatever. But yeah, I looked at convenience. I looked at the convenience part is more so how much time it took to do my hair and how my comfort level would be, and how I would be happy that it's just my hair at the end of the day. So that's why I made the decision to just go ahead and do it. I was just like, pfft. And then I also saw my friends, you know, some of my friends, some people that I know decided to get Sisterlocks, and I saw how well they were doing, which did kind of help contribute to my decision. So that's just like, you know, I don't know, I just felt like I should probably make this video to kind of like talk about the other side of, like, you know, people who are contemplating on getting locks, people who have gotten locks or have locks, and they're just like, you know, what it took for them to get locks, what was happening in their mind before they got locks. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I want to hear your thoughts on if you have locks and you were kind of pondering on getting it before, what was stopping you from getting it? And if you don't have locks and you do want to have locks, like, what's stopping you from getting it now? And I hope this video is helpful for you when it comes to making the decision, the final decision on if you want to lock your hair or not. Because at the end of the day, it's your choice. So make the best decision for you.